going on, fellas? Welcome to part 2 of our discussion about the MCU and basically what we're hoping happens with Spider-Man.
It's essentially an MCU Spider-Man discussion at the moment.
So yeah, basically just be aware for spoilers for past MCU films and you should be all good.
Yeah. So first, for my top 10 unused villain list, I'll go through my list right quick and then you can comment on it and whatever. Sure. But my first unused villain would be Carnage, but that goes hand in hand with Venom with what we were kind of just discussing. So that would almost have to be a trilogy on its own.
I almost feel as though Carnage could be like the bad guy for the first new Avengers movie.
Yeah.
After everything's all over and they want to restart everything, Carnage could be like an Avengers bad guy.
He really could be. He's a sadistic. He's essentially the Joker of...
The Joker with the power of Venom.
Yeah. So my number 2 on top 10 unused villains is Morbius. He goes hand in hand with Blade. And my third guy is Kraven the Hunter. And I think that they could maybe make a movie and intertwine all that together. And I also have on my list, on my 8th pick would be the Scorpion. But he also kind of goes in with Kraven the Hunter as well, I find. Like he could be hunting... he'd be hunting Spider-Man and maybe Scorpion or something, you know what I mean?
I feel as though with the whole bad guy situation, I hope they try their best to keep it animal-based.
Yeah.
Because you know how Spider-Man, he's obviously spider, he's like a spider. Whereas I hear that this MCU Spider-Man, they want to make a lot of the bad guys also animal-based, like we're getting Vulture.
Which I'm 110%.
I hope we get Kraven.
I'm really hoping.
Scorpion, I hope we get. Even Chameleon.
Well, I'm going to continue my list, I guess. Because 4th on my list is Wilson Fisk, Kingpin. We seen him in Daredevil. We seen him on the TV show. Mm-hmm. And we haven't seen him in Spider-Man yet. And I really want to see him in Spider-Man.
And I think that Kingpin would work great.
Yeah.
Because, like... A lot of people said, like, oh, Kingpin's supposed to be huge, and he's supposed to be... You guys got to remember, imagine seeing that Kingpin right next to Tom Holland. Tom Holland's tiny.
He literally just squeezed
like that,
Tom Holland.
It could work. Like, I think that could be a very, very, very well route to go.
My 5th pick is not a big character. He's named Hammerhead. He just smashes things with his head, but he kind of goes hand in hand with Kingpin. That's the only reason I'm saying him as 5th. But my 6th and 7th are Chameleon and Mysterio. And I really feel like they'd either be good villains on their own or they'd really work together to make a really psychedelic, cool, I don't know, a weird Spider-Man we haven't seen yet. 8 is Scorpion, 9 is Hydro Man. He's essentially Sandman, but with water. And then 10 is the Spot. He's not really a big villain, but he's just this guy who, like, opens portals wherever he wants, hops in, he can rob banks and stuff. I remember seeing him in the animated series when I was younger, and I really liked the idea of him just kind of opening this black hole, jumping in and disappearing.
See, yeah, I think I remember that fella myself. But
that is my list for 10 unused villains. Do you have any you add to the list, I guess?
Not really to add, but I'd like to talk about what's his name? The white guy, Chameleon. Chameleon and Mysterio. I think they could work good because having Mysterio in there, I think he could work, and that could almost make like a Doctor Strange and Spider-Man adventure. Because you gotta remember, Spider-Man himself, like in the comics and in the old show, Spider-Man himself has been to the Dark Dimension and he's talked to Dormammu.
Oh, that's something else I wanted to bring up actually. Do you think we'll ever see Madame Web?
Madam Web, I was talking about that myself. Like, if they do some stories with Doctor Strange, yes.
Because that would open up the whole Spider-Verse and all those different Spider-Men. That would make for a really cool...
I do believe if they somehow hook Spider-Man up with Doctor Strange, then yes, I do believe the first thing that's going to be on Marvel's mind is we got to throw Madam Web in there, because...
I feel like I'd really like seeing her in a movie and the whole Spider-Verse, even if it was just
imagine that dimension, it would just be covered in spider webs, and it would be...
Oh yeah, and seeing all those Spider-Mens together. Yep. Did you not just love that scene when you were younger in that animated series?
I still love it.
Oh yeah.
But my big hopes, like so far, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but right now my hopes is just for the Iron Spider in Infinity War, or the second part.
Which it's a safe bet we're probably gonna see. I mean, Black Panther will probably put some vibranium in it too, and soup up his armor. Like, It's not too far-fetched to hope for that.
What else is there to say? I just can't get over the Venom talk. I do believe that we will be seeing Venom in the next movie. I do believe that.
I think we'll see him in Infinity War, but I feel like Sony went and tried to make this Venom movie without Marvel's say, and that's why Marvel's saying it's not part of the MCU. But I think they'll.
It's secretly.
I think it will wind up being part of the MCU. I'm hoping it is. I'd be perfectly fine with a Venom trilogy, like a symbiote trilogy.
I think Sony understands now that they kind of.
They're starting to grasp
with what was it, like 15 minutes of screen time in Civil War. They already know that Tom Holland was like he's a moneymaker.
One of the best Spider-Man who's been on screen.
So I do believe they're just like, okay, well, if that's what they can do with just that little bit in a Captain America movie, and we're getting a Spider-Man movie soon, and
they really jumped the gun as soon as Spider-Man was in this movie. They're like, okay, we want a Spider-Man movie now. Which
and then the trailer came out.
One thing I have against the movie is I hope they didn't rush it like Suicide Squad was rushed. But this is Marvel, not Warner Bros.
And you've also got to think, Marvel has probably wanted to use Spider-Man since 2008 when Iron Man first came out.
Guaranteed.
So they're probably just this is our chance. We get to do what we always dream. Kevin Feige is the man. He's not gonna fuck it up.
Yeah, I agree.
So
yeah, I think that's about all we got for this discussion anyway.
But we're gonna go check Power Rangers out in a little bit. Hopefully that is as good as I'm hoping it's gonna be. I just hope that I can finally say, oh, my childhood favorite is finally in with the big leagues now.
Hopefully anyway.
But other than Spider-Man talk, I don't really have anything else to say except
we're gonna keep up with these discussions. We'll do an MCU discussion, we'll do a DCU discussion next time probably, and then maybe if it leads into more, we'll do the monster discussion for King Kong, Godzilla stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes and see if we like doing these videos. And
I had fun.
I like them. I like them.
So yeah. But with that being said, we'll definitely be back sometime next month with a Batman discussion about Ben Affleck's Batman and Jared Leto's Joker.
I got a lot to discuss about the Batman.
that may be even longer than this.
It will be guaranteed.
So we will have lots of stuff to talk about. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and share the video.
Yes, please. We appreciate it all. The comments, the good, the negative, whatever.
Yeah, because you just can't get away from those negative comments.
No.
They'll always be there. But anyways, guys, have a good one.
Take her easy, guys.